Hello, all of you. Students, we are going to discuss technical communication, Unit 1 and 2. In this lecture, we will discuss the topics Introduction to Technical Communication, then Process of Technical Communication, and finally, Aspects of Technical Communication. So, we have first the technical communication. We will begin the lecture by having a good introduction. Introduction to any subject is the key idea of moving ahead with the subject knowledge. So, technical communication is the essence of any organizational life and a prerequisite to effective management. It not only makes professional interaction possible, but also directs the flow of technical information and knowledge for the guidance of technocrats, engineers, and others in their professional activities. It motivates scientists and researchers to act to achieve individual as well as social and organizational objectives and develops information and understanding essential for effective group functioning. Moreover, it leads to unification between the activities of individuals as a work team and helps to foster positive attitudes required for motivation, cooperation, and other important organizational processes. Finally, it ensures free exchange of information and ideas and promotes scientific temper and maintenance of professional relations. Technical communication plays an important role in an organization. All managerial or administrative activities involve communication. When you write reports, give instructions, or read brochures and manuals, you are involved in the process of communication. The success of any organization largely recognized by the quantity and quality of information flowing through its personnels. Technical communication in an organization may exist equally important in both the forms oral or written. An organization becomes an organized whole because of its communication. So, the technical communication can never be ignored. If we come to defining the technical communication, we can say technical communication is the process of communicating a specific message to a specific audience with a specific purpose. It includes transmission of scientific and technical information from one individual or group to another. So, the repetition of the word specific indicates the special nature of technical communication. It observes certain logics and form in content, style, and approach of presentation, attitude, organization, and language. It is the need-based specific characteristic of technical communication that makes it different from general or literary communication. So we see technical communication is entirely different from the general communication. So, technical communication has its central objective the transmission of meaning. What we mean by that? We mean the crucial element in any communication remains the meaning. The process of communication is successful only when the receiver understands the idea of the sender intended. Both parties, the sender and the receiver, must agree not only on the information transmitted but also on the meaning of that information. So, students, we go to the cycle or the process of communication. It is equally important in your examination. One must know how the process of communication takes place. So, certain technical terms we would have been listening, in order to analyze the activity of communication, we must know the process and the elements the technical elements involved in its communication process. There are 7 elements or factors which make up the process of communication. So here they are: source or the sender. Uh, it is the one who initiates the action of communication. Another, audience, we also call receiver. He is the person for whom communication is intended. Then is the goal, the purpose, or the objective of communication. No communication is without objective when it is a technical communication. Every technical communication is objective oriented. So, goal or purpose is the sender's reason for making the communication process. That is the desired result one intends from this process. The fourth is the message or the content. That is the information that has to be shared or conveyed. The medium or channel. It means the method used for conveying the message. Feedback is the receiver's response to communication as observed by the sender. Environment or context is the background in which the communication takes place. So move to the next. Now, certain things we say. The sender initiates the process of communication, putting the ideas into symbols, and this process of converting words or ideas into words is called encoding. The process of encoding ideas into words. So the next is decoding, the reverse of this. Again, comprehending the meaning from the words, that is decoding meaning from the words. It is decoding, getting the meaning of the words. Within that there is a channel or medium. One can send or receive message either verbally or orally, but through mail, email, telephone, or even face-to-face talk. The choice of the medium depends on several factors like urgency of the message, availability, and effectiveness of a medium, and the relationship between the two communicants. So here we are going to discuss the two-way communications, the one-way communication and the two-way communication. So if we see the one-way communication is partial communication. It is only a part of communication process. For the communication to be complete, the sender must know whether the receiver has got the message or understood the message in the way it was intended and has been received it well. The sender can find out this only on getting a chance to note the reaction and response of receiver. The response may be in words, spoken or written, either in sign, symbol, or any gesture, both conscious or unconscious. So the response or return message is feedback. If one-way communication includes a feedback, it becomes two-way. This is the marginal difference, the feedback. When the feedback is got by the sender, one cycle of communication is complete, or the other half complete the process of communication. This may be represented roughly by the diagrams you can see. In exams, you have to support your words with the diagrams. That gives you a good idea. Now, let's move to the next discussion. Aspects of technical communication. Okay, aspects of technical communication. Before listing the aspects of technical communication, we will discuss a little on the meaning, the background of aspects. So, technical communication, as we know, a central factor of emerging knowledge society, where technocrats and professionals in different areas face new communication challenges. In order to be an effective technical communicator, one needs to understand the process of technical communication. As we have already defined, as you already defined, that technical communication as a transmission of scientific and technical information from one individual to another individual or a group to another group. So, this exchange of information may include simple definitions of tools or complex definitions of machines and processes or sophisticated explanation and interpretation of scientific principles. And this is not possible without owing a effective style of communication. Effective technical communication, therefore, is a dynamic interchange that must involve a systematic understanding of scientific and technical subjects. And this is not possible without learning the three aspects of technical communication. They make one thorough professional communicator. So, we see the three here: subject competence, linguistic competence, and organizational competence. So let's discuss it one by one. The very first we have the subject competence. So ideation in technical communication process depends on the sender's subject knowledge, subject competence, that is his or her professional knowledge, experiences and abilities counts to his subject knowledge. Subject competence is the first requirement of a technical communication. It is the possession of appropriate knowledge of a particular technical subject matter as well as the possession of highly sophisticated technical or professional skills. An inadequate background in the subject or lack of information might lead to incomplete and ineffective communication. So one should master the subject knowledge and he should read thoroughly of the particular subject he is going to communicate about. So we have the second aspect is linguistic competence, and it is equally necessary. So linguistic competence is the possession of appropriate language skills and the ability to present scientific facts or information clearly and objectively, as technical communication involves technical presentation of data in form of reports, proposals, or research papers, technical bulletin manuals, and handbooks. Linguistic competence includes several functional skills. Lack of these skills may lead to ineffective or incomplete communication. So, these skills may include the ability to analyze facts or information for clear presentation, use appropriate rhetorical devices to present scientific data, use graphs, charts, and diagrams systematically. Okay, students, these rhetorical devices we have mentioned in the technical style in the third part of this chapter. Third competency, the third aspect is organizational competence. Organizational competence, let's say, since technical communication is a systematic and structured presentation of information, it involves a process of logical and thematic organization. The things organized or laid out should be very thematic. We should be very properly structured in a scientific manner. Organizational competence is the ability to arrange or organize technical informations in a logical and structured manner. It includes several skills such as the ability to sequence thoughts in a sentence or organize a paragraph according to the needs of the reader and the topic, use appropriate logical ordering, and provide thematic coherence to expressions. So this is how we make our communication effective, by following the three competencies. So this is how we come to the end of technical communication. Thank you.